Yeah, that's it, man. That's what I'm looking at there. All right, people, what's up? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. Give it up for yourself. Give it up for you, Johnson. Give it up for the people out there, my people that's tuning into the show. What's up? Let's turn it all the way up, y'all. Let's turn it all the way up now. Wind me up. What's up? What's up? What's up? It is the time on the dial. It's Tim Black, prime time, right here, wherever you are. I'm real glad to bring the show tonight because it's nice when something breaks just before the show starts. I can take a nice quick bite of the apple and beat the degenerates. Beat the slow pokes. What's up, y'all? All right, we live. We got the mics hot. What's going on, Buck Bewley? How you doing, Buck Bewley? What's cracking? My people in the comments section. All right. We're going to get into this, man, because why delay? Once again, this is the Tim Black Show. We do this every day except Saturday. I didn't do it yesterday because I was out. But, it was holiday and, went to see some fam. Hung out with some friends of the fam, extended fam and fam. It was dope, man. I had a great time. And you need great times because these are hard times. So in hard times, you need great times, even it on out. That was dope. So we do this. I cover politics. I cover Black culture. I cover breaking news, yeah. I pride myself on being a straight shooter. I pride myself on being relentless, right? We go in on topics and we do our best to tell it straight. So, if you like what you see tonight, go ahead and become a member of the show. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit like if you're watching now. Hit like, guys. What's up? Muzzle Point. What's up, man? Nelson Ortega. What's going on, Tobias? What's up, man? Tobias. Bruce, what's up, man? Good to see you, Bruce. We are in the house. Danny. What up, Danny? All right. DD. DD in the house. What's up, DD? Michael Dodson. My people, my people, my people. Share this out because we're going to get into it. Man. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Man, I hope upstairs hope my AC unit didn't go out, man. That sucker's blowing hot air. I'm like, uh-oh. 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 Like, man. I said, son, keep an eye on this. I reset everything. I reset the jumpers. All right. If that AC don't kick in pretty soon, like Bruce Lee, pay out. Pay out. I'm about to handle that. Do something. All right, now. Damn near cost you a kidney to get somebody to come do something with your AC this time of year, man. Come on now. Come on now, Mr. AC, man. Mr. HVAC, man. Yeah, some things AI can't do. AI cannot fix your HVAC. All right, guys, let's get into this. This is it. So, I've been listening to people tell me how great Joe Biden is. And I said this in the earlier video that I put out today. Ain't nothing from, no, that's not what I said. I said, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. I said there's nothing like a Black Democratic operative because nobody loves Joe Biden like Black Democratic operatives. Jesus, for goodness. Woo! They love Joe Biden. Woo, they love Joe. They love Joe so much. Even the guys want to give him a baby. The guys want to give him a baby. I tell you, man, Joe's such a great guy. He's this warm heart, and he's such a good guy, and he just did this. He saved all the babies that needed a place to stay. He brought them all in. He walked on water. He healed the sick. He even resuscitated a squirrel that got hit by a car one time. Got down there with the little squirrel lips. He was blowing in the little squirrel's lungs and his mouth, and then he was like pushing on his little squirrel chest. Biden's everything to these people. Everything to these people. These people just, woo! It's MLK, Jesus, and Joe Biden. It's amazing what they got going on, man. Joe Biden had an interview today. Now, this is a very important interview, folks. This right here, game changer. Game changer. Now, not for the stuck on stupid. Yeah, we got a lot of people stuck on stupid. They won't believe Joe Biden has any issue till Joe Biden just collapse on stage. Just, hey, man, they'll be in there, the paramedics will be rushing to the scene. They'll be, clear the air, the president's down. They'll rush in, hit him with the paddles, boom. And then and only then will these Biden worshipers be like, oh, I wonder if Joe's okay. You know what I mean? I'm not worried. Just a little scratch. It's probably just got a cold. They be hitting him with the paddles. Boom. Boom. Clear. Boom. I don't know. He looks good to me. Anything looks good to me. I like it like this. He's fine. According to reports, Joe Biden has lost the power of speech and sight. All he has is sense. He could smell. And he's been smelling all the nurses. Oh, they said he can't see or speak. He's still better than Trump. I'm going to vote for him anyway, because I'd rather a sniffing Joe than a fully functional Trump any day. He can't speak. He can only say one word. Boy. It's the only word he can say. Boy. He will only talk to the black doctors or the black nurses and doctors for some reason. All right, guys. So look, guys. Joe Biden had an interview today with George Stephanopoulos on ABC, and it went exactly as you thought it would go. Not fantastic.
Qualified person to beat him. I know how to get things done.
If you can be convinced that you cannot defeat Donald Trump, will you stand down?
It depends if the Lord Almighty comes out and tells me that, I might do that.
Well, I mean, on a more practical level, Washington Post just reported in the last hour that Senator Mark Warner is assembling a group of senators together to try and convince you to stand down because they don't think you can win.
Well, Mark is a good man. We've never had that. He also tried to get the nomination too. Mark and I have a different perspective. I respect him.
And if...
Yeah, you heard that right, Johnson. Just make sure you heard that right. He said God himself would have to come down to get him to step down. George said, hey, what if we could prove to you that it doesn't look good for you running against him? I don't care. I don't believe it. But what if I could convince you that you have no shot of beating the Hitler guy? I don't care. Jesus himself, Mother Mary would have to come down and talk to me face to face. And then I might be persuaded to listen, but I'm not making any promises. That's your guy. That's Mr. He never thinks about himself. He puts the country first. He can walk on water and heal the sick. He's Mr. Humble, Mr. Meek, Mr. All Things Unique, Mr. Beautiful on the inside, Mr. Amazing, Mr. Loving all the people in the people. He's not even racist, not even really. He's just old. That's right. Said, hey, what if I told you? You're risking the democracy you said you were trying to save by staying in this Would you be persuaded to step down if we knew it was a 99.9% chance that you were going to stink up the place and we're going to lose and Trump's going to be president again and usher in all those incredibly horrible things that you keep saying he's going to do? Biden looked right in the camera and said, no. Mark Warner just wants to be me. He wants my job. That's all it is. He hates. Yeah, Biden set up there. We got all these people, politicians like putting together a thing to get him up out of there. He's like, nah, they just hating, man. They player haters. Yeah, it's not for a good reason they want me down. They're just player hating. Yeah, Warner's always been a player hater. I used to get all the honeys, all the hotties, and he couldn't get any. So I was quite a ladies' man. Yeah, it does sound like Mr. Benevolent, Mr. Never thinking about himself in that clip did it. But of course, once again, I'm trying to penetrate the brains of the stuck on stupid, the Biden worshipers. Nothing will persuade them. Not even him sounding like an egotistical, narcissistic, self-serving jackass. That's nothing. He's only that way because he wants to fight for us. He wants to fight for us so bad, he's willing to look bad doing it. You just don't know how great a man he is, Tim Black. You're a hater. All right, so here goes another clip. It said, hey, Joe, you stunk it up last week during the debate. It was horrible, sir. Care to explain what the hell went wrong? Here he goes.
Distract me. I'm not blaming it on that. But I realized that I just had a bad night. I don't know why.
And how quickly did it come to you that you were having that bad night?
Well, it came to me I was having a bad night when I realized that even when I was answering a question, even though they turned his mic off, he was still shouting. And I let it distract me. I'm not blaming it on that. But I realized that I just wasn't in control.
But part of the other concern is that this seems to have fit into a pattern of decline that has been reported on recently. New York Times had a headline on July 2nd, Biden's lapses are said to be increasingly common and worrisome. Here's what they wrote. People who have spent time with President Biden over the last few months or so said the lapses appear to have grown more frequent, more pronounced, and after Thursday's debate, more worrisome.
Man, it looks like he's having problems just sitting there. And look how difficult. It looks like he's having a struggle just to look semi-normal in the chair. Look at this. Look closely at this here now.
Said the lapses appear to have grown more frequent, more pronounced, and after Thursday's debate, more worrisome. By many accounts, as evidenced by video footage, observation, and interviews, Mr. Biden is not the same today as he was even when he took office 3.5 years ago. Similar reporting in the Washington Post and the Wall Street Journal. Are you the same man today that you were when you took office 3.5 years ago?
In terms of successes, yes. I also was the guy who put together a peace plan for the Middle East that may be coming to fruition. I was also the guy that expanded NATO. I was also the guy that grew the economy. All the individual things that were done were ideas I had or I fulfilled. I moved on. And so, for example, well, that was true then. What's Biden done lately? Today, just announced 200,000 new jobs. We're moving in a direction that no one's ever taken on.
Look, man, that's not what he was asking you, by the way, Biden. He was asking you, are you the same guy you were when you got elected, as in, thinking, your brain working? You know what I'm saying? He's not talking about, because come on. See, the problem with America is we don't want to have to come to grips with the fact that presidents don't do a whole lot. The only job that a president has to do, he failed at. Like a CEO of a company, depending on who he hires, he doesn't do all that much if he hired all the right people in place. Okay? A CEO for a company. unless you got a very small company like myself, then you do everything. But I'm talking about like a CEO of a big company. It's just so much you do. Your job, Biden's job is to be the figurehead. He's the guy that's got to make the appearances and give the speeches and make the country feel calm whenever there's peril. That's his one job, was to come out on stage, look like he was capable, sound like he knew what he was talking about, being able to describe a vision for the country, make people feel safe, secure, be able to meet with a world leader and convey the interest of the country. These types of things. But see, the truth is, America doesn't want to accept the fact that the president doesn't run the country. Anybody who thinks that Joe Biden was running America the last few years they're as demented as he is. He doesn't even want to answer the question. Say, how are you doing, Tim Black? Are you the same Tim Black you were when you first started your channel? I'd be like, no, I'm better. I'm better at what I do. I'm more, I know how to do my research better. I know how to use my timing. My timing is exponentially better. I'm better in a lot of ways. Now, I put on some pounds. I put on some grays. But see, we're not talking about the policies that were implemented under your presidency. He's talking about you, Joe. Are you better? Are you the same guy? An honest Joe would say, hey, I'm not the same. It's been almost 4 years. But old Joe, the never lying Joe, the Joe that's the Boy Scout Joe. Joe's always upright and honest. He's right there with George Washington in that cherry tree. I cannot tell a lie. That guy that they build up. Joe sit right there next to Mother Teresa. It don't look good, man. It just does not look good. This was a horrible interview, and it's only going to get worse. Here goes Joe being stubborn. And imagine that. Hold on a second. Imagine that. Blaming Trump, whose mic was off, for distracting him. He can't win with this guy. The mic was cut. He couldn't. If he was yelling at the top of his lungs, we would have been able to hear that. Because Biden's mic was so clear that if his mic is on and Trump's is off and Trump was yelling in that big-ass auditorium place, whatever that was, you'd have been able to hear it. So Joe lies and says, I was losing my place because Trump was yelling over me, even with the mics cut. I'm going to have to tell you this, guys, and I mean this very sincerely. If you can't handle a question, a Q&A from people sitting in front of you, you can't answer those questions because somebody over here about 10 feet away is talking, and never once did you say, hey, man, shut up, dog. You want to tell us a week later, hey, I couldn't focus because that guy over there was talking when I was talking. That sounds like punk excuses, lame excuses. And if that's the case, dog, you should not be president. Because that's like the least of your stresses. If you can't handle Trump yapping from a distance on an off mic with no bullhorn, dog, how you gonna go in and negotiate with world leaders, man, who got nuclear capabilities and such? Why would we want you doing that job? It gets very simple. I know Jasmine Crockett and Simone Sanders and Sonny Hostin and Whoopi Goldberg. They can't sleep at night. They dream of Biden. But for the rest of us who just want better policy, better life for their kids, their wives, their husbands, their grandparents, their parents, their neighbors, themselves, we don't want to accept just nonsense. All right? All right. Once again, here goes Joe Biden being extra, super de-duper stubborn.
Now or whatever the hell it is. The fact of the matter is that what I looked at is that he also lied 28 times. I mean, the way the debate ran, not my fault, no one else's fault. No one else's fault.
But it seemed like you were having trouble from the first question in, even before he spoke.
Well, I just had a bad night.
He just had a bad night, Johnson. Hey, man. Part of what people have been saying is the fact check part. Remember that fact check part? Everybody's been bringing up, hey, well, there was no fact checkers. Of course, you can't have a debate without somebody fact checking. No, see, in a debate, the fact checker is the guy you're debating or the woman you're debating, whoever you're debating against. They fact check you. They'd be like, look, man, you're full of it. That doesn't make sense what you just said. That's what a debate is. A debate's two people, in my opinion. I mean, maybe there's some type of scholastic debate championship thing that has different rules, but the debate rules of the CNN first presidential debate of 2024 were very simple. Very simple. There was to be no fact checker, okay? And Biden signed off on it, and Trump signed off on it. And then when it went bad for them, they said, all the Democrats are going, where were the fact checkers? Everyone knew there was not going to be any fact checkers. You know how I know? You know how I know? Because the ladies at The View told us so. Ain't that right, Whoopi Goldberg? Yeah,
Away from the first presidential debate of 2024, there will be no audience, no real-time fact.
Shit. Let me get the other one. Let's see. Fact checker. Damn it. Let me see if I got it. That one cut off for me. Let me see if I have the longer one. I have it in 2 seconds because I'm like that. I'm like that, Johnson. Oh, there you go. I'm live. Here we go. Copy that. Go to that. Put that in there, Val. Put that in there. Download that. Download that. Put that. There we go. So I have it, folks. I just don't have it. But now I have it. So go back here. Let's remove that. We're from the studio. Add this one in. Let's see what we got. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right?
Hours away from the first presidential debate of 2024, there will be no audience, no real-time fact checker, and the moderators will have a new safeguard if things go off the rails. Take a look.
Okay, so I know a lot of people don't want to believe me because, you know, I'm that guy, that horrible Democrat, not like person. I'm a double hater, right? Because I don't like the Republicans or the Democrats, right? And that's the parties. Okay, I don't like either party. I'm what they call a double hater, man, and I wear it proudly. I'm gonna get a shirt called Double Hater to go with this cool ass new 2025 Wolfpack shirt. Right? It's my new design. But I'm gonna get a double hater shirt. But let's play her one more time because I took a
Hours
second.
away from the first presidential debate of 2024, there will be no audience, no real-time fact checker, and the moderators will have a new safeguard if things go off the rails. Take a look.
Bam! Bam, Johnson. See, all this complaining, guys, so many Americans thought, hey, I guess they just dropped the ball. So they let CNN take the rap. They've been on Dana Bash, and the other guy, Jake Tapper's butt cheeks for the last week. You know, telling them how horrible they are that they didn't have fact checkers, real-time fact checkers, when it was already known that they wouldn't. Because they gave the rules to The View, who read them on air a day before the actual event. So it was not a dereliction of duty. You may not have liked the rules, but come on, don't tell me that Joe Biden couldn't have had the rules changed. Don't tell me that Joe Biden couldn't have demanded a fact checker. He demanded to have the mics cut. He could have demanded a fact checker since, you know, Trump is such a pathological liar. And by the way, guys, just so people remember this, because I'm not sure everyone knows this, Biden's lied a lot too in his career. Here's a guy who had to drop out of the presidential race for lying about a speech that he said he stole from someone else. Yeah. He like lifted someone's speech or something. And he's lied about a number of things. But anyway, so things get worse for Joe Biden in this interview, man. This is horrible. And remember, this interview was to shore up doubts. Not with you, really. With his donors. Yeah, see, it's a funny thing about rich people. Even rich people don't want to give money to a failing administration. See, all the money that he's been raking in is starting to dry up because people think they're throwing good money after bad with this guy. Yeah, no reason to buy a politician if you know he's going to lose. So things are starting to dry up for him. All the fundraisers, the donors, the big money people are starting to look at him kind of strange. Like, look, dude, like this isn't going to work. So this interview with George Stephanopoulos he did tonight was supposed to, you know, calm everybody down. Joe was supposed to come in and put all the fears to rest, make you all feel nice and comfy. Everybody can sleep nice and sound. You don't have to drink yourself stupid to sleep, to fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what happened. No, that's not what happened at all. Joe Biden went out that joint and knocked all the dishes off the table. Here he is answering a question about neurological checkup.
Have you had a full neurological and cognitive evaluation?
I get a full neurological test every day with me. And I've had a full physical. I had, you know, I mean, I've been at Walter Reed for my physicals. I mean, yes, the answer is
I know.
Dog, he thinks the neurological test is talking to his staff. The people that work for you are not doctors, Johnson. They can't test your neurological capabilities. But see, people know that. They should know this. Johnson, man, anybody just roll the tape, man. Actually, we were saying that something was wrong with Biden back in 2019. We could see it. That's right. The media is 4 years behind schedule. Almost 5 years late. We were talking about this in 2020 when he was running in the Democratic primary. People were saying that Joe was slow. I remember, what's the Latino dude's name? During the debates, people were bringing up the fact Biden was losing paces then. He was wandering around the stage and he was jumping from topic to topic and really screwing up. What are the twin Latino brothers that were running for president? You know those brothers? The brothers, well, one of them, the one that was running for president, obviously, he had a segment like, hey, Joe, you just said there wasn't going to be a public option. Now you said there's going to be a public option? You just said there wasn't going to be a public option. Which one is it, Joe? We're losing track. You're losing track, Joe. And like they attacked him viciously. Castro. Give it up for Kamiasana. Kamiasana put that out there. Thank you. Kamiasana, Castro, and also my friend Nashoba. Thank you. Castro, that's it. You remember when he did it? You remember when those guys was like, when Castro was like, yo, Biden ain't right. And Corey was like, hi, Joe, what are you talking about, Joe? Joe, I don't understand. I'm Cory Booker, and Joe Biden is too old. Yeah, he's too old. He's too old to be president. That's all. I'm from Newark. I was there, and now I'm a senator. And Joe's just too old. That's all it is, Joe. Yeah, Cory Booker has the ability to make it seem nice when he's taking a long dump on you. Yeah, but Joe, you're just pathetic, Joe. But Joe, oh come on, Joe. I'm Cory Booker. Hi, I'm Cory Booker, and Joe Biden is past it. Oh come on, Joe. You're just admit it, Joe. Just admit it, Joe. And by the way, man, Cory Booker's a big guy too, man. He's like 6'3", 280 or something. Not to be trifled with. People think he's a little short guy. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, little guy, little nice guy. Nah. He's from Newark. Hi, I'm from Newark. Had a pretend girlfriend. I got another clip of Joe Biden, man, and this is not, it's not one of his better moments. Here we go.
Do you dispute that there have been more lapses, especially in the last several months?
Can I run the 110 flat? No. But I'm still in good shape.
Are you more frail?
No.
I know you
Come
spoke.
keep my schedule.
I know you spoke with your doctor after the debate. What did he say?
He said, he just looked at me. He said, you're exhausted.
He looked at you, Joe, and he said, you're still alive? How are you pulling this off, man? You're a wreck, man. Go sit down. You shouldn't be president anymore. That's what he said, Joe. If we pull your skin back any further, Joe, your forehead's going to cave in. This isn't working. Got to do something else, man. This is not it. You've done it all, man. Can you realize, folks, you realize Joe Biden has never had a real job. You realize Joe Biden's been in government longer than most people live? Well, black people anyway. And especially black men. He's been in office longer than most black men's lifespans last. And this guy right here, he don't want to let go, man. He's been vice president, senator, congressman, dog catcher. Man, he's done all these jobs. What else you want? It's over. Go write a book. Go write a book. My thing is, they love to say how Trump is the evilest, most dangerous, most disgusting man in the planet. They say, well, we don't think you can beat him. They go, so I'm going to say it anyway. What if you lose? I'm not going to lose. Well, it looks like you're going to lose because you're already losing. And you just had a fight with the guy, and he beat you. I'm not dropping out. So it kind of nullifies the whole thing about us need to be afraid part, you know? Because even you really don't give a damn, or maybe there's not that much to be afraid of to begin with. But see, once again, those who are stuck on stupid, those people, they won't listen. They listen to Jasmine Crockett because she's from Texas and I love her hair. She's so cute and smart. 45 years old, sounding like she's 22. For a whole lawyer sitting up there talking like she like she in a nail salon. Trump just crazy and evil. You know how disrespectful that is for a congressperson to talk. You know she's talking to black people. They sit up here to black explain. I want you to go talk to all the black people that don't read books. Yeah, Trump is evil and he's crazy. He a fool. That's how Roland talk too, because he's talking to, you realize he's not talking to smart people when you talk like that. That's not how you talk to smart people. They would never talk to white people that way. If they were trying to get white people to vote, they would never be like, this person's a fool, they crazy and evil. Now that's why Representative Crockett goes on Roland's show a lot, because they have learned the art of talking down to black people. Yeah. And it's people like it too. My people don't like it. They don't like being talked down to. Yeah. I saw calling people fools and crazy evil. They'd be like, well, what's the policy? What's the policy? What's he running on? What's he going to deliver? What's in the agenda? These are not questions they ask Crockett. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's hear a little bit I got a little bit left of this before we get to the 2025, y'all. 2025 is coming up.
Look, I have medical doctors traveling everywhere, every president does, as you know. Medical doctors, some of the best in the world, travel me everywhere I go. I have an ongoing assessment of what I'm doing. And they don't hesitate to tell me if they think there's something wrong.
I know you said you have an ongoing assessment. Have you had a full neurological and cognitive evaluation?
I get a full neurological test every day with me. And I've had a full physical. I had, I've been at Walter Reed for my physicals. Yes, the answer is.
I know your doctor said he consulted with a neurologist. I guess I'm asking a slightly different question. Have you had the specific cognitive tests, and have you had a neurologist, a specialist, do an examination?
No one said I had to. No one said, they said I'm good.
Would you be willing to undergo an independent medical evaluation that included neurological and cognitive tests and release the results to the American people?
Look, I have a cognitive test every single day. Every day I have that test. Everything I do. Not only am I campaigning, but I'm running the world. And that's not how it sounds like hyperbole. But we are the essential nation in the world. Madeleine Albright was right. And every single day, for example, today, before I come out here, I'm on the phone with the Prime Minister of, anyway, I shouldn't get into detail, but with Netanyahu. I'm on the phone with the new Prime Minister of England. I'm working on what we're doing with regard to, in Europe, with regard to expansion of NATO and whether it's going to stick. I'm taking on Putin. Every day, there's no day I go through, there are not those decisions I have to make every single day.
And you
Man, look, this hurts Biden. This hurts Biden almost worse than the debate. He's defeating himself at this point. He's not even in the debate, and he's losing. He's losing the interview. He's losing the interview, man. No, you're not willing to take a neurological test. That's sort of like, if you have a person that you're dating or you're in a relationship with them and you go to the doctor to get checkups and they're like, you want to go ahead and get the VD test or the disease test, HIV test, and the other test, you're like, no, I'm good. I don't need to know any of that stuff. That's what you need to be thinking about. Like, hey, whoa, why don't we need to know these things? Why don't we need to know? Hey, so you don't want that test? Woo! Hey, he doesn't want the test. That test to make sure he's not going to kill anybody. He doesn't want to know. Maybe somebody should wear protection. See, Joe doesn't get it. Everyone's not dumb. And another thing, guys, and this, before we move on, I gotta say, does Joe really strike you as a guy that if you told him something he didn't want to hear, he'd be open to listening to it? There were parts of this interview, he looked like he was under physical pain, even having to hear questions. He was like he wanted to kill him with his eyes or something. Biden just did not look well. And I do not believe that Biden is anywhere near the Saint Biden that people play him up to be. And I think it showed in this interview. I think it was very clear that Joe Biden is an egotistical guy. And Joe Biden's about Joe Biden, okay? And him saying he talked to people. Hey, man, I talk to people too. Guess what? Having a phone call with somebody is nothing. Man, after they get off the phone with you, they probably laugh. They probably put you on speaker, and everybody's in the room laughing their asses off, listening to you trying to form sentences. So what you talk to Netanyahu? Who cares, man? What's that got to do with you being able to put together thoughts? What, Netanyahu's going to be like, look, Joe, I think there's a problem. Now he's going to be like, hey, send us more money, you dumb jackass. Stop wasting my time and send the money. Send the money, Joe. Send the money. Like no one cares. Anybody will take advantage of our country with you behind the wheel. You're the guy behind the wheel. So anyway, yeah, I think this hurt Joe. I think it did. I think this hurt Joe. And it's just what it is, man. My job's to call balls and strikes. My job is to call it out. This is the Tim Black's calling it out. That's the show. That's what we do here. So Tim Black calls it out. And I put it on the line for you so you understand what's happening. Okay? In Joe Biden's interview with George Stephanopoulos was a big fat L. A big fat F. Okay? This was not good. He didn't show up any doubts. He didn't answer questions correctly. He looked bad starting off. It's like it takes him a while for his motor to even get running, it seems. And you could tell he was deflecting and covering up. And if someone says, man, you know, there's a difference between 81 and 77. Okay, it just is. There's obviously a number difference. There's a difference in you, Joe Biden. You ain't the same guy that we saw in 2016. You're a lot different than the guy in 2008. There's video. Don't people realize we got video? We could see the difference. We look at it. It's there. It's tone. It's rigidness. It's cohesive sentences. It's the whole thing, man. Come on, guys. All right. Hey, look, and like I said, no matter how bad this interview goes, the people that are stuck on stupid are going to stay stuck on stupid. Ain't nothing you can do with them, man. There's nothing you can do with them. They're going to send out Jasmine Crockett. Joe Biden is the best in the world has ever been. I would give him children if he would date black women. I just love Joe. Joe's amazing. He's everything. There is no one greater. I wish all people were named Joe, were like Joe. I wish the whole country were full of clones of Joe Biden because he's so amazing and super duper amazing. Okay? I want to know what Joe's going to do. See, here's the deal, man. Whoever takes up for Joe, this is what I'm thinking, guys. I'm not one of those people that's telling you to vote for Donald Trump. I want to get the best deal out of whoever's in whatever, okay? What I would want to happen. I would want Joe to step down. And whoever takes his place, real black people. Not them people you see, not Simone Sanders, Joe Reed, and these people. Not them. Black people that care about black people, working black people. Black people that care about poor people. Black people that care about fairness and about the black agenda being real and doing something about it and not kissing nobody's butt, but making demands, right? Those type of black people, they approach Joe. Not Joe, whoever replaces Joe. And they're like, look, looks bad for you. The only way we'll support you is with a black agenda. That's what I want. And I'll damn anybody who comes out with that, oh, you can't talk about that. This is the wrong time. We need to talk about it when it doesn't matter, when people don't need us. Then we should talk about it. Yeah, then we have leverage. We have leverage when it's not an election year. And it's another time when no one's even thinking about anything. Then they'll make us a priority. No, we're not going to listen to those people. So that's what I want out of this, man. And the same thing for working class folks, man, working class folks. Whoever replaces Joe, we can have him over a Burrow. Okay? Because they're going to need us, whoever it is. And if they want our vote, they got to do something to get that vote. And that's all I want. I want the way black people should have been doing it all this time. At least since the 70s, man. Since the 70s, this is the attitude we needed to have. Not just being afraid of Republicans, but being tactical and strategic. And not just giving our votes away, but making demands and then standing on it. All right, so here we go. That's it. Go to jointimberlake.com, become a member of the show. Look, I hope we got a little bit more time. We do. Okay, cool. Let's get into Project 2025. I think I'm going to end up doing a longer video about this, but I got to have this conversation, guys, because I'm seeing too many people pulling their hair out about this. Some of y'all are bald-headed. You got no hair to pull out, but you're pulling it out over this Project 2025. And why are you pulling your hair out over this? Because somebody told you, be scared. You got to be scared. Don't white people be plotting. They plotting to take away gay people rights. They plotting to take away trans bathrooms. They're plotting to eliminate racial justice initiatives. And they want to preserve advantages for white Americans. They want to give it a justice system, the EPA, the Department of Education. They want to slash healthcare insurance. They want to shut down access to safe child reproductive care and stuff that I can't say because YouTube is real petty. They want to delete orientation and gender identity. That's it. So this is all this stuff that's in this Project 2025, and they're like telling people to go read this 900-page book, which no one's reading the 900-page book. Okay, I'm not reading a 900-page nothing. Okay. Nah, it's not going to happen. But let me tell you this, folks. Project 2025 has nothing to do with Donald Trump. Has nothing to do with Donald Trump. See, our media is full of a bunch of liars. And they have convinced a bunch of people who hate Trump that this is his agenda. I saw some despicable things, man. If it was Trump's agenda, I'd say it was Trump's agenda. It's not on his website because it's not his. He didn't write it. He ain't running on it. He didn't come up with it. Some white conservative, old conservatives or whatever came up with this. Okay? It's an organization that put this together. Okay? And for them to say it's Trump's agenda, it's just a pat lie, man. It's straight up lie. It's just, it's a way to gaslight people because, see, they tried everything else they could. Now they're going for extra points on the fear. I mean, before in 2016, I remember them saying, Trump gonna bring back slavery. They were literally saying this. They were literally saying Trump was going to bring back slavery. Guess what happened? No slavery. In fact, the slaves actually do exist in this world, by the way. Okay, there is actual slavery in the world. But you talk about in America, okay? But it didn't happen. So all they do is try to scare, particularly black people, into doing something. And I've seen a lot of the liberals all scared and peeing on themselves. Let me explain this in very simple terms. Remember when Ice Cube came up with the contract with Black America? Yeah. Was that Joe Biden's agenda or was that Ice Cube's agenda? I'm asking. Was the contract with Black America, was that Ice Cube's agenda or was it Biden's agenda? Was it Jill Stein's agenda? Or Howie Hawkins for the Green Party? Was it Trump's agenda? No, it wasn't. It was Ice Cube's contract with Black America. The Heritage Campaign or the Heritage Foundation and those other organizations that put together this 900-page report, it's their agenda. It's what they came up with. They would like Trump to adopt it. He says he don't support it. He hasn't adopted anything. He hasn't adopted this. Okay, similar to Biden didn't adopt the contract with Black America, did he? Did he? Okay, next. Yvette Carnell, ADOS organization. I think they have an agenda. Has Biden adopted that? Because since Biden's more, I don't know, I don't want to say left, but what I'm saying is they're trying to stick this organization's agenda to Trump and use it to scare people because they got nothing else. They convict him of crimes, Class C felonies. You lied on your taxes, okay? You lied in your record books. You lied in your spreadsheet. You're supposed to put that over there. You didn't put it over here. You're a felon. You're a felon. Okay, that didn't work. So they've been using this 2025 thing. Okay, it's bozo. It's gonzo. It's silly. Project 2025 will be challenged in every courtroom across this country. It would get challenged. But here's the thing. It's not a part of the agenda. Okay, it's not a part of Trump's agenda. Trump's agenda is probably not great, but it's on his website. The least they could do is run against the guy's website. At least run against what he's saying he's going to do. At least run against his actual agenda that's there. When I bring you Dr. Cornel West, and I took a whole show going through all of his agenda. I went through what was his policies, what his policy support, what they didn't support, all the stuff. I went through it because that's what you do. These guys use someone else's report and say, hey, this is what he's going to do. This is what he's going to do. And he's going to go after his enemies. Now, see, here's the thing, guys. It doesn't matter if they say, hey, we would do this under Trump. They would try to get that. They would try to get any administration to adopt their agenda. Just like Ice Cube would try to get anybody's, or Ice Cube's organization that wrote the contract with Black America. It wasn't just Ice Cube. People put together to write that, okay? Dr. Derek Hamilton did the forward, and there was a group of people that put together the contract with Black America. Ice Cube was willing to have anybody embrace it, endorse it, and implement it. It's the same thing with the Heritage Foundation. They wrote something, they want Trump to use it. Trump said he's not using it. My thing is this, man. Why come people can't be honest? Taraji Henson is a scumbag. Now, I'm glad people care about politics. How about we care about the truth too? Why come we can't care about truth? Why come we can't just like say, okay, what's Trump's policies? What's Biden's policies? And how can we make whoever we give our vote for give us more policy that helps us? Us specifically. You're at the BET Awards and you're talking about a organization that's not in power. They're not in power. You could have used the time to talk about policies that you want your actual representatives to implement. Not these kooky people who wrote up their own manifesto. People write manifestos all the time. They don't have any power to implement them. Every one of the shooters had a manifesto, dum-dum. So what? So you're going to say next, hey, that shooter that shot all those people, he was a Trump supporter, and Trump's going to adopt his manifesto. What's the difference? I'm trying to understand what's the difference. Now, if this Project 2025 was actually created by Trump and his people, that would be different. If it was on his website and he was promoting it and he was running around promoting it on the stump, that would be different. What they're trying to say is anything he says, like he's like, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And see, he's going to be a dictator. You mean a dictator like Obama who kills American citizens without due process? You mean like that? Or you mean like spying on Americans, which is what the CIA and the FBI does already? That was uncovered by like Edward Snowden. You know? Or send our military to do things that are illegal, like which was uncovered by WikiLeaks or Julian Assange, Chelsea Manning. Like these things are already exposed that you're talking about. And you know what? And I'm not so certain the Department of Justice doesn't need to go anyway. I mean, I haven't read the report, but I know there's certain things in there. What are they really good for? Some of these things, I don't know what they're so great about. Okay, I don't know what's so great about some of our organizations. Have you worked in some of our organizations? Have you seen the gluttony, and the waste, and the corruption in a lot of these organizations? You don't think that there's corruption and waste and glutton? See, there's always a kernel of good and bad in everything. But they just want to dismiss everything. I don't dismiss anything. But I do know there's fear-mongering and scaremongering with some document written by some people that aren't in power in this country. Do they have money? Yes. Oh, white guys with money. We know that. Does that mean that that's part of Trump's policy? And didn't the Heritage Foundation write our current Obamacare? Didn't they write it for him? Like Mitt Romney and those guys, like didn't they write that for him? Isn't that one of their policies, wasn't it? Taraji? I'm Tim Black. I worked so hard. I worked hard to get that gig. I need the money, Tim. Just shut up, Tim. Shut up. You sit down, Taraji. You sit down. Big old monster. I hate you, Shouty. She played the same character in every movie. And I like Taraji. She from D.C. She went to Howard, man. My man Skinny used to date her. Skinny was what, Northeast Groovers, I think? All right, anyway. D.C. inside game. It's D.C. right there. Donald Trump distanced himself from Friday from Project 2025. It's a massive overhaul of the government that's being proposed. It's drafted by former officials in his administration and think tanks. They got a manifesto, man, that they want to implement. It's probably all garbage, but they don't have any power to get it done. In my opinion, Trump does not seem as conservative as people want to give him credit for. He is not those guys, in my opinion. Do I trust his policies? All his policies? Hell no. Some of his policies that he brags about, I'm not that excited about or like at all. I didn't like opportunity zones. It was garbage, in my opinion. It didn't go far enough. There was no stipulation that you had to hire local workers. I felt it helped corporations, just like most of what Trump did, help corporations, which is what most Republicans do when they come to office. Honestly, guys, barring all of the noise and the tweets, Trump's policies were pretty much just Republican policies. I mean, I know people want you to think he was Lucifer's cousin, if not him incarnated. But at the end of the day, it was like he basically was just a Republican with a big mouth. And in our system of Democrats and Republicans, and considering how Republican our Democrats are, it's not that different than what we have now. You know, the difference between their tax code was, and now with the immigration thing changing for Biden, because he sees the writing on the wall, there's very little difference. Both of them are law and order presidents. Anybody who knows Biden's track record should not be shocked by that. Okay? I'm not seeing a whole lot of difference. Okay? Not a whole lot of difference in policy. But yeah, I'm tired of people. I'm tired of people using Project 2025 to scare the hell out of people. You know, the Tim Black Wolfpack could come up with a manifesto tomorrow. Okay? And we could say, we want a Democrat to adopt it. But unless a Democrat adopts it, it's just paper. It's just words on the paper, man. It's just words on paper. All types of organizations have manifestos and plans and projects. That's what they do. But to wield it, to hold it over people's heads, anything to distract us from making demands of Biden, anything to distract us from actually saying What you gonna do for me, and why should I vote for you? They love using, and a lot of the cornballs, they love falling for it. They get paid. I understand why DL falls for it. I understand why Earthquake falls for it. I understand why Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey fall for it. I understand why Jasmine Crockett and Simone Sanders and Joy Reid and Whoopi Goldberg and Sonny Hutz, I understand why they fall for it. It gives them money. It's their livelihoods. I get that. But why regular voters fall for it, it boggles my mind. You get nothing out of being so afraid that you just give a guy your vote who refuses to do anything to change your tangible life conditions. You don't even have the guts to say, hey, you want this, I want that. Basic. That's all I'm saying. You want this, we want that. What's up? What is so crazy and deranged about that type of concept? Why is that a problem for the Roland Martins? Why is that a problem? Because Trump is scary. They use that every time, every election. They tell you how scary they are. They said Romney was scary. They said McCain was scary. This guy. They said he was scary. Every time they paint the other guy as the scariest person that's ever existed, and then just to keep you from saying, you want our vote? We want this. When will people finally get it? Now, it's different if you're new to the process, man. If you're new to the process, you never seen this before, I get it. I get it. You don't know. But for those of us who have been around the bend a couple times, ain't no excuses for you, man. It's no excuse if you're over 40 years old and you've been around seeing elections come and go, and you heard this rhetoric every election, every damn election. It's the same thing. And every damn election, you buy it? Nah, man. You're a new fool if you do that. They say the same thing every time anybody runs. And all I'm saying is, ignore what they're saying and you start saying. You serve the terms. You set the parameters. You set the narrative. And you say, hey, we gonna get something for this vote. That's what we're gonna do this time. That's so fast, Scooter. Hold up, Scooter. Come back. Come back. I see you running off. No, come back. Have a seat. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation, JoJo. Let's talk. All of us, we want something for our vote. See, 40% of black people are homeless. Well, of the homeless, 40% of black people are 40% of the homeless population in America. We're only 14% of the population, so we gonna need something. Right, y'all? That's right. That's how it's supposed to go. Instead, we got these sellouts in the front going, can I get a job, Joe? Oh, I can. I'll tell them whatever you want me to tell them, boss. Shaking it over here, boss. Shaking it over here, boss. You understand that's what's happening? You don't get it? Okay, Al, just go out there. Well, Al, go out there and tell him what I told you to tell him. Okay, I will, sir. Yes, sir. And Al comes right out here and tries to scare the hell out of you. They paid Al. They paid his ass off long ago. Paid off Jesse, paid off Al. That's why it's time for them to go, man. All they did was get fat. They got fat and they got paid. Meanwhile, the last 30 years, if Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and all these other guys were so great, why aren't we doing better? Why aren't we doing better, Johnson? How are we going to have the same amount of wealth that we had in 1874? How are we going to have, if we haven't made an inch of progress since the Civil Rights Movement, and these same legacy leaders, handpicked by the establishment, are still in place, what's that telling you? Man, damn, we don't need a mind reader, man. We don't need a forensic scientist to that. We don't need a quantum physics. We don't We don't need that. We don't need a Hawkins, Stephen Hawkins. We don't need that. Nah, we just need people with common sense. Hey, the team ain't done better since y'all been coaching. Y'all been coaching for 30 years, and we still 0-10, 0-12 every year. So we thinking maybe we should switch coaches and get some new coaches. Now, you don't want to do that, brother, because we're the ones that know how things work around here, man. You go doing that, man. We might win a game. I mean, you go doing that, man. You gonna mess up everything, man. You gonna mess up everything. You a sellout and you a coon for wanting to change up. Why would you want to change things? Tell him he's crazy. You are crazy for wanting to change anything. We lose, but we lose with style. We are excellence. When you gonna stop listening to nonsense? How does it make sense? Look, man, I tell you, man, look. If you're gonna keep getting beat, if you're gonna keep losing, at least find a new way to lose. Like, I'm not saying I got all the answers, but I damn sure got a lot of questions. And my question is, if you keep losing by doing it that way, at least try a new way. You may lose, but at least it'll be a new way. It'll be a new way to find out another thing that didn't work. But we gotta stop listening to Al Sharpton. And if I see Ben Crump one more time try to muddle through a speech, I'm beginning to think he a setup. Yeah, well, he make Mushmouth seem like a valedictorian. He make Mushmouth look like, damn, Mushmouth, he was a genius. He make Mushmouth sound like Les Brown. Every time I turn around, it's either Ben Crump or Al Sharpton. Come on, man. Nah, man. It's like the black community has been run by corrupt prosperity teachers, actors, and charlatans like Al Sharpton, El Corrupto, all of them, man. You okay? It's got to end. Project 2025. I don't endorse it. I don't support it. I'm also not reading that long ass drawn out. I got a synopsis. I put that sucker in a one of these large language models and had it spit it out to me what the core takeaways were. I'm not reading 990 pages from some corrupt ass Klan organizations that hate black people. Why would I read that, man? Why would I read that? You know who else has a manifesto? The Aryan Nation. You know who else who has one? The KKK. You know who else has one? Nazis. You want to know what? All these organizations, all these other groups. You know how many organizations and hate groups and all types of right wing and left wing and orange ring and onion rings there are, Johnson, that have reports? But see, they want to scare us into lining up behind Biden. And look, man, I'm not a person telling you who to line up behind. But what I'm saying is we got to have a demand for that vote, Johnson. If you're going to get off the couch, have a reason. Have a damn reason. Don't just get up like a robot. Well, they said, Whoopi Goldberg said that we should listen to our wives because our wives said. I mean, and another thing, there are a lot of women that are smarter that know what's going on with Joe too. They ain't listening to these morons. They looking at Joe Biden like something wrong with him too. They can see. They can see too. They looking right at him like, I see Joe. I see something wrong, Joe. So yeah, I'm not knocking women on that. I'm just saying we gotta stop falling for the okie doke. Look, guys, my name is Tim Black. We do this every day, except Saturday. I put out content constantly. We're rallying back to where we used to be. This is a Calling It Out Tim Black show. That's what we do. We call it out. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want you to go to jointimblack.com. Buy me 1 cup of coffee once a month. That's it. One cup of coffee, man. I saw I got some new people that came through too, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate people that support us on Patreon and on YouTube. Send story ideas to tim@timblacktv.com. I do check my email. All right? I do check my email. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't let nobody take your cornbread. Some Kitty gifted 1 Tim Black TV membership. Thank you, Some Kitty. Buck Beauty, because I'm here until the wheels fall off. Member for 65 months, my brother. Man, brother, my brother, my brother. Buck, man, you my brother, man. Thank you, Buck. AW21st, $5 sticker. Thank you, AW. Christopher Watson, super sticker for $9.99. Thank you, Christopher. Good looking out. Shara Ya, super sticker for $20. Thank you, Shara Ya. I appreciate you. It is what it is, folks. Crystal Watson, Donald James, Man Oz, Man. What's up, Man? No tangibles, no vote, Man. What's up? Barnes Homestead in the house. Katrina Watson once again. The Foolish Coyote. Foolish Coyote, you need to watch my video about Westmore. It's in there. It's on my channel. Go watch my video about Westmore, man. You got to watch the Coyote because Westmore is less, not more. Okay? Yeah. Ramona Lawson. You're right, Tim. That Trump was just a garden variety Republican. Look at his policy record. Exactly, Johnson. And it's like people fall for it every time. They do, man. Like, yo, this is our system. As this currently stands, you're going to have Republicans and Democrats. Republicans, they're going to give tax breaks to the rich. Who made them Bush tax cuts permanent? That's right, Obama. Yeah. The tax cuts Bush gave out, Obama made them permanent. He liked them so much. So, guys, come on, man. I did a video that showed that Trump put out executive orders that cut insulin prices before he left office. That wasn't even Biden that he brags about. And then Biden came in office, froze those executive orders, and then put them in his package after Trump had already done it. Same thing with getting the drugs from Canada and Medicaid being able to use those same prices. It was 4 executive orders all on healthcare that Trump signed executive orders for before, when Biden was vice president, that Obama could have done, that he never did. He never did it. And a lot of people talk a lot of great things about Obamacare. I personally know people who ended up almost going bankrupt because of damn Obamacare. Their prices went up to the point they had to drop it, and then they get fined because they no longer have health insurance. So they had health insurance. Then they end up losing it because of Obamacare. So no one talks about these things. You just hear Republicans complaining, and you just go with them because you watch CNN, because CNN's not going to tell you the whole story. They're not going to tell you about all the people who got hosed because of Obamacare. We wanted a public option so everybody actually would be covered. Biden said he would veto it even if you got it through Congress. All right, that's it, man. I'm spent. That's it. I'm done. I love you guys, though. Remember, it's not my job to change your mind. I ain't even trying, Johnson. All I'm trying to do is give you something to think about. If you want to change, you're going to have to change yourself. Wolfpack. That's right, Johnson. You know where to go, Johnson. Booyah.